Hello, 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 and happy Mother's Day. Um, and to others, hello. If this is your first time joining Sunday's Best, we're going to get right to it. We're going to try to wrap this up in about 15 minutes. Welcome to Sunday's Best. As I always say, we have something of value to share with you every single week, right, Gloria Lukey? Every single week, with a few exceptions, we're here at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. So if you're about growing, if you're about learning, if you're about stretching, then you're with the right people. You're in the right place at the right time, because that's what we do. And we also teach people or tell people why it is so very important to pay yourself. So if you see, Gloria Lukey has already put a $ up, and that's what we do to remind each other that we have a purpose in working. We just don't work to pay bills. We pay ourselves too. And the best way to pay yourself is automatic deposit. Every pay period, make sure that you get paid. Hey, Lily. And Lily, she understands the assignment. She has her $ posted as well. All right. So, as they say, time flies. And as you get older, it seems to fly a little bit faster. Right, Gloria Moore? So, knowing that time flies, we're in the 5th month of the year. So tonight we're going to talk about prepare. You're always almost at the halfway mark. Now, December, and I started early. I started in October, November, writing down my goals. But for sure, by December 31st or January 1st, we wrote down some goals. Sometimes you're on track. Sometimes you're ahead of schedule, but a lot of times we are behind. So let's push past pause, because when June comes around, we're only going to have another 6 months to accomplish or to complete or to get over or change whatever things it was that we wrote down as a goal. So I'm going to read this because it's so important. The halfway mark is almost here. Can you do it? Will you do it? It's possible, but you have to start. Hey, Marva. Marva says, Happy Mother's Day. And Happy Mother's Day to those of you who just got on as well. And we're something special, because everything human that comes to the world comes through a woman. And then she becomes a mother. And the mothering lasts, for most mothers, the mothering lasts a lifetime. So Gloria Lukey said, right people, right time, and the right place. And that's Sunday's Best, minding your business. So tonight, we're going to briefly talk about some ways that you can finish strong in this, in 2026. Some ways to finish strong. Finishing your year strong financially is not about being perfect. Don't wait for perfect, because it may never come. So finishing 2026 strong financially is not about being perfect. It's about making intentional moves to improve your future. Intentional moves to improve your future. That's what finishing strong is all about. And even a few smart decisions can help you finish strong, make up for lost time, but it can also give you momentum for the coming year. So not only do I want you to think about what you need to do to finish strong in 2026, I want you to think about how you feel about positioning yourself for 2027, which is only another 6 or 7 months away. So as they say, make hay while it's day. So number one, I'm going to give you about 10 of these. Number one, review where you are with your money. Where has your money gone? Where is your money? Take honest stock of where you are. And oftentimes that will tell you how quickly you have to get started so that you can meet or exceed your annual goals. So take an honest look at your spending habits first. How you doing? Are you doing as well as you could be doing? Are you not doing good at all and you really got to get serious? Think about where you're spending your money. If you have a subscription, if you don't mind sharing, tell us what the subscription is and about how much it costs. Because that may be one of the places that some people are struggling. Or if you have a membership somewhere and you're not using it, how much is that costing you? So number one is review where your money has gone. Dining and entertainment costs. Are you paying more for food and enjoying it less? I think I am. Paying more and enjoying it less. Sometimes I think they may even have AI in the kitchen because some foods come out, I won't say terrible, but too salty or not cooked or overcooked. And I don't know if that's because we don't have enough staff in the restaurants, but review. If you are dining out, Tiffany Johnson Gunn says, yes, dining out always, they cut off, but dining out always costs. And if you feel like you're doing it more and enjoying it less, it's time to make a change. It's also time to look at your debt. See what your interest rates are. See if part of your plan was to pay down some debt or pay down credit card for 2026. Have you done that? We're almost at the halfway mark. Dining out always gets me, she said. And we do it a lot of times to save time, but the old adage is time is money. Time is money. And when you're paying 20 and 30% more than you were a year ago for the same meal, at least it ought to be as good, if not better, not worse, okay? So ask yourself, what did I do to help myself so far this year? And what are some of the things I did to hurt myself financially? So ask yourself those two questions for question number one under how can I finish strong financially? Question number two, you can finish strong. Can you finish strong by having a budget? Do you have a budget? Remember I said a budget is just guardrails. It keeps you on the main path of safety. It's guardrails. Another thing you can do to finish strong budget-wise is limit impulse buying. What was the last thing that you went out and had no intention, absolutely no intention of spending money on that particular item, but you bought it? Impulse buying. So if you want to catch up, if you want to figure out what you need to do to finish strong, identify some of the good things that you're doing, but also identify some of the things that you can improve on. Number three, if you want to finish strong, Make it a point to pay down high interest debt. Focus on how you get extra money to do that. Might be a garage sale. It might be that somebody owes you some money that you might need to approach about paying you back. Or it could be finding a way to create extra income so that you can pay the credit cards down, so that you can catch up on the personal loan, so that you can reduce some debt. And plan it out. Plan it out. If you haven't, rethink your plan. What if you had a garage sale and you came up with $2,000? Think in your mind, name 2 things that you would definitely use that $2,000 for. All right? It could be to pay down debt, or it could be to build up your emergency fund. So number 4, build or rebuild your emergency fund. How hard would it be for you to come up with the extra $500 to $1,000 over the next 6 months? And what would be the best use of that money so that you could finish strong? Because remember, we say emergency funds because unexpected expenses tend to happen certain times a year. Overspending tends to happen right around this time: graduation, vacation, holidays, and for sure after October, November, unintentional spending on Christmas gifts will begin. So when you have a plan, just kind of know that there are going to be some ups and downs, but you don't want everything going straight up, or your money going straight down. So anticipate. And that's part of why we say write out your goals. Unexpected expenses will happen, and you don't know when. That's why it's unexpected. And that's why it's called urgent or emergency. Number 5, you can position yourself for the rest of the year, the next half of the year, by increasing your income. Now, how would you do that? I mentioned garage sale, furniture sale, second car that you have that you're not using, but you're paying taxes on it. You're paying insurance on it. You're paying for license renewal on it. So is the need to have alternate transportation greater than the need to sell it and get out of some high interest rate debt? So that's worth thinking about. And another way to increase your income is to monetize some of your skills, some things that you do better than most. You could do seasonally. You can tutor for the summer. You can, if you're an athlete, or you have strong skills athletically, maybe you can coach, or maybe you can teach piano lessons or voice lessons. You have so much that you could use to help you instead of waiting for perfect. Remember, I said getting out of debt, there's never going to be a perfect situation. And people often overspend near the end of the year. Why is that? Why is that? It's a habit. It's emotional. They want to celebrate, or they're stressed about what did or did not happen during the year. So don't let your last 6 months of the year or 7 months of the year be flat. Make sure that you use it to lift you out of debt and to do some of the things that you plan to do at the beginning of the year. Gloria Moore says, that's what I do with my, I can't see, a push mark sales. Save, pay, off a card, and build the emergency fund. Hello, Gloria Cooper. Welcome. So, how do you avoid overspending? Don't go emotionally shopping. If you know you're not good and you get tempted at window shopping, at shopping, then window shop, don't go in the store. But if you go in the store, don't just pick up everything and feel it. And while you're feeling it, you're like, I could use this, but maybe not now, but maybe I'll find an occasion where I could use it. Well, if that's the case, it's not a need, it's a want. So part of the checkup, the 6-month to a year checkup, should be, what do I need to do? What do I want to do? What must I do in order to get my house in order? Number 7, check your credit report. Check it often. Stuff is happening so very fast and fraudulently now. So we really have to try to stay on top of our business. We really have to mind our business. So when you look at that credit report for the past 5 months, see if there are any errors on there. Is someone else using your credit? I was just told yesterday that parents went to file their tax return, and the daughter, this is her first year working, and they were talking, and they said, oh, she's already filed a return on her own. And they said, I don't think so. So someone else had taken a 23-year-old and information and filed a tax return under her social security number. So you got to check and look at old balances. Look at high utilization. If you have a credit card and it's $1,000 and you're always up around 800 or 900, that's going to have an effect on your credit score. Overusing it. And especially if you're trying to buy a home and they're looking at your income to debt ratio. So it looks like you're living off of the credit card. And Gloria Lukey says, during the summer, my utilities are not as expensive as in the winter. I utilize my bill and take the extra I would have paid. And I don't want to mess with the screen right now, but that's a good concept. That's a good principle. You know that right now you don't have to have the air blasting. Matter of fact, a couple of days you probably needed the heat. But so your bill shouldn't be as large. So just right now, say if my electric bill is $75 to $100 less for the next 2 months, what bill can I apply that money to, the snowball method, that I can apply that money to pay more than the minimum payment? All right? So have a plan. Number 8, maximize your retirement contributions. If you've got a 401k contribution, make sure you maximize it and make sure you understand what you have, especially if you're trying to borrow from it for hardship. If you have an IRA, make sure you have the contributions right or maximized, and take advantage of any matching contributions from your employer. All right. So that's number 8. We got 2 more of these, and then I'm going to give you a couple of wisdom nuggets, and you can be back to eat your dessert for Mother's Day, or if you still have company. Now is a good time, because you know it'll be tax time again. You may have just gotten a refund, and I hope you made good use of it. But guess what? You know, every December and January, you're going to get your W-2s or your 1099s, and it's going to be time to file taxes. And we hate doing that. But if you plan as you go, now would be a good time while you're looking at where did my money go for the first half of 2026. Oh, here it is. Here's the receipt. Now would be a good time to organize, get everything together. Tiffany said, my daughter Tiffany said, if it takes you more than 10 minutes, 15 at the max to find something, then it's not organized. You should be able to find it in less than 5 minutes. All right? You should know where it is on certain things so you can put your hands right on it. So gather your receipts now. Organize your deductions now. Review your investments now. Update your beneficiaries. You may think that, oh, Tiffany says, you need to be able to find it in 2 minutes. Maybe it's taken me 5. But she said you need to be able to find it in 2 minutes. And you know, that's very important. Very, very important. Nothing like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You know, the important papers have been drafted, but do you know where they are? Do your children or the person that may need to get to them, do they know where they are? So now, while you're putting all your thoughts out on paper, while you're seeing what you did with your money or what you didn't do or what you can do over the next 6 months or so, now would be a good time to check on the beneficiary, make changes, make updates, check your insurance policies, and review your estate documents. All of those are good. Check in, check it out, and have a checkup. Do what you need to do. We usually go to the doctor annually or maybe sometimes have a 6-month checkup. So it is with our finances. We have to check our vital signs. And if it says blood pressure too high, blood pressure too low, they adjust the medication. If it says bills too high, savings too low, you have to make adjustments. Number 10, set 3 financial goals that you want to accomplish for 2026 as well as 2027. And remember, if you set a goal to pay off a credit card, then once you pay that credit card off, you should have a plan for the money that you were using to pay that particular card and apply it to the next card. But before you start paying debt down, make sure you have some type of emergency fund. And let's just say you pay off a debt that you are paying $250 on. And if your emergency fund is lacking, you might want to put $100 a month toward your emergency fund and the other $150 toward a debt that has a high interest rate. Improve your credit card score over the next 6 months. Your credit score, so that you don't have to pay the very high interest rate on the credit cards, because that's a killer to your budget. That's a killer to your wealth. And you know, you don't work to become wealthy. You work to get money to invest, and your investments make you wealthy. But if you're not putting any money aside, if you're not paying yourself, you're not putting money into an emergency fund, you're not putting money into a savings account, you're not putting money into an investment account, then you're not going to get there. You're going to be living paycheck to paycheck. And so, let's see. Avoid unnecessary debt. What is unnecessary debt? In my opinion, it's a debt that you take on that you don't have a reason for. You just want to spend money, or you want to do that and you want to do it at that particular time instead of waiting or, planning or saving for a particular item. So watch the emotional spending. Watch the impulse spending. Take time, make time to think about, what if I did not spend this money on this item? What would be the best use of this money? And that's a question that we probably seldom ask. What is the best use of my money? We need to slow down and ask that. So if we want to finish strong, avoid unnecessary debt, invest in your future, protect your peace financially. It's hard to think positive when you're in the negative. I mean, let's be real. It is hard to think positive when you're in the negative all the time. So we got to do something about that. We know it needs to be fixed. How do I fix it? Focus on the progress, not on perfection. But focus on progress, not on perfection. So I'm going to read, before I give you these last nuggets, and I think I brought them with me. Those are the things that I want you to look at for the latter part of the year. And I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. Hello, Vivian. A little bit of advice from a wise man. 3 nuggets. Make a promise that you will not tell everybody everything. Make a promise, he says, that you will not tell everybody everything. Don't tell everyone your next move on how you're going to win. Everything that you're building doesn't need their approval and doesn't need an audience. Everything that you're building does not need their approval, nor does it need an audience. So don't share your progress too fast. Share your results. The moment they feel that you're pulling ahead, they remind you why it's not going to work. So don't tell people every move that you're going to make, because it's their job to discourage you or to stop you, not always intentionally, but it's your vision and they can't see it. Number 2, don't tell everybody everything, because they're dream killers. You got a seed planted and they want to see it, so they want to dig it up and see it. It can't grow like that. So don't tell everybody all your business. Plan ahead, because when some people see you pulling ahead, they want to catch you and pull you back. So the more you win, the more sarcastic they're going to get. And the more they're going to say, well, you can give me some because you have enough, or you don't need any more. And this wise man, the last piece of the 3 advices was, don't tell anybody how much money you're worth. Like, tell people, don't broadcast what your net worth is. Everybody behind you ain't cheering for you. Everybody behind you ain't pushing you. A lot of them are plotting on you. And that is it for tonight. The 3 things that the wise man said that can make a difference in your life. Some things you keep to yourself. And tonight's topic was ways to finish strong financially this year. And I hope that what I shared with you over the past 30 minutes will help you to finish strong. Strive for finishing. And finishing the year strong financially is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional to move and improve from where you were at the beginning of the year. And I hope you find yourself moving aggressively towards whatever your goals were. But make sure you listen to this a couple of times. Hey, Marva and Vivian, don't know if you all got the first part of it, but I went over 10 points. First one is review where your money has gone. Second one, create a strong budget to finish strong. Number 3, pay down high interest debt. Number 4, build or rebuild your emergency fund. Number 5, find a way to increase your income before the end of the year. 6, let's see, maybe that was 6. Avoid getting into new debt. Number 7, take a look at your credit report because everything on there may not be accurate. And number 8, maximize your retirement contributions. Number 9, start in advance gathering your documents for your taxes and the personal documents or legal documents that you or someone in your family needs to know where they're kept. And if you can't find them in 2 minutes, they're not organized. And number 10 was to get 3 financial goals for 2026 and 2027. All right? So I trust that everybody has enjoyed their Mother's Day. I was part of a speaking panel at a retreat with the mother-daughter group, and we had a great time. The information that was shared there was so relevant. We had one family that it was 3 generations deep, mother, grandmother, and granddaughter. And we were talking about things like making sure that somebody knows even the medication that you're taking. And so it was very valuable. We had doctors on a doctor on the panel. We had I forgot the proper name for it, but her study was on economics. And it's so important to know what's going on, not only around you, but around the world, because it affects you. And you may say, what's going on in another country right now may not be affecting you. But when you go to the pump, I know I went to the pump today to get some gas. And literally, after I saw the price, I got $20 worth of gas because it was almost it was $5.50 a gallon, but I usually don't stop at that station. And I know that I just got it on the way going out of town for $5.06. So I'm going to go back there rather than fill up and pay almost 42 cents, 43 cents more per gallon. So you got to know what's going on worldwide. You can't let it consume you, but you got to mind your business. So it's Sunday's Best, minding your business. And I trust that the information that I shared tonight will give you a hand up on minding your business. Have a good night. Have a good life. In fact, have $1 million life.